April 11, 2022. As politicians spar over who's to blame for recent increases in gas prices, a large majority of Americans say oil companies and Russian President Vladimir Putin are major culprits, a new ABC News poll finds. Along party lines, Americans are more likely to blame Democrats for the increase in gas prices than Republicans, according to the poll, which also found much greater enthusiasm about voting in this November's elections among Republicans than among Democrats. President Joe Biden is expected to announce new firearm regulations as soon as Monday meant to contain the use of privately made weapons. The regulation on so-called ghost guns, unregulated, untraceable weapons made from kits, would classify the components used to make them like frames or receivers as firearms, addressing a critical gap in the government's ability to track them. Dr. Anthony Fauci advised that individuals will need to decide for themselves their personal level of risk for events and COVID-19 exposure going forward as people learn to live with the virus. Fauci urged Congress to provide funding for tests, drugs, and vaccines. Austrian Chancellor will meet the Russian president in Moscow on Monday, in what would be the first face-to-face meeting between Putin and a European Union leader since Russia's February 24 invasion of Ukraine. Russian forces continued shelling targets in eastern Ukraine on Sunday, as Washington said it would meet Kiev's request for more military aid by providing the weapons it needs to defend itself against Russia. President Joe Biden will meet virtually with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday, at a time when the United States has made clear it does not want to see an uptick in Russian energy imports by India. The death toll from a missile strike on the train station in Ukraine's Kramatorsk has risen to 57 people, Donetsk region Governor Pavlo Kirilenko said on Sunday. France's incumbent leader Emmanuel Macron and far-right challenger Marine Le Pen are heading for an April 24 presidential election runoff, projections showed after first-round voting on Sunday. Macron garnered 28.1 to 29.5% of the votes in the first round, while Le Pen won 23.3 to 24.4%, according to separate estimates. Israeli forces killed 2 Palestinian women on Sunday after one ran towards troops and the other stabbed a soldier in separate incidents in the occupied West Bank, Israeli security officials said. The bloodshed follows a string of deadly Arab attacks in Israel. There have also been Israeli raids in the West Bank against what Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has called a new wave of terrorism. No weapon was found on the body of the woman shot in Bethlehem after she ignored soldiers' calls and warning fire to stop approaching, the Israeli military said, adding that it had launched an investigation. Shanghai residents question the human cost of China's COVID quarantines. From March 1 to April 9, China's financial hub reported some 180,000 locally transmitted infections, 96% of which were asymptomatic. It reported no deaths for the period. Former Ecuadorian Vice President Jorge Glass was released from prison on Sunday, after a judge ruled his physical and psychological well-being were at risk. Pope Francis on Sunday called for an Easter truce in Ukraine, leading to negotiations and peace. Elon Musk proposed turning the social media company's San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter because no one shows up anyway. Musk made the proposal via a Twitter poll on Saturday night. Nearly 1.2 million people had responded by Sunday morning, and 91.1% of them voted in favor of the idea. Subscribe to get the most important news of the day without stress and anxiety. Each day, I research the world's top 10 news agencies and present them in less than 5 minutes.